All right, guys, so this is what most of us have been waiting for all year. Hey, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, oh man, I'm excited for these. I really am. Look at these. These are beefcakes. This is the LeBron 19. That being said, wouldn't it be right? Oh man, if we didn't smell a new one. Jeez, these are so dope. So again, this is the Nike LeBron 19. 19 shoes, man, this is insane. 19 shoes playing with all of them. No shots at the GOAT, okay? All I'm saying is that he retired twice and he went through 14 pairs. This guy, he's worn every single one, plus the sub models. He's a beast. But one of the things that I really love about these, this is something that we've been talking about here on the channel for a long ass time. Look at that thing, man. This is gorgeous. I actually know who did this.
You got the golden ticket.
Everybody will. Nobody is more special than the rest, which I think is great. Basically on the back, it's got the whole graphic breaking down the entire shoe with not just tech specs, but original design sketches as well. It's just great. That's all I can say. I have no complaints with stuff like this. This is exactly, again, what we've been complaining about, or what I've been complaining about. I'm not saying that I had anything to do with it. I'm just saying I'm glad it's in here. And again, I know the person that did this. Good job, man. You kicked ass. Now, real quick with the box, I just wanted to show off the lid. I just really like it. It's got a clear or translucent LJ logo. I think it's really dope inside. It looks like that. I grabbed these from ID for Shoes on eBay. They are 100% authentic, so if you were interested in anything that releases overseas before it actually hits the States, that's where I get my stuff from. I've been shouting them out for I don't even know how long. That's where I got my GT cuts. I've gotten numerous other shoes from there over the past 12 plus years, and I'm going to continue to do so because they're awesome. Now, one thing to note is that this is from the overseas launch, so there's two things that's going to be different with these compared to the US versions of the shoe. One is on the box label, it says LeBron 19 EP. So the EP stuff and the PF stuff, when you see them at the end of the sneaker's name, this is mostly for those of you guys that are buying from places like GOAT, StockX, or whatever. Like sometimes you'll see two. Like you'll see one that's the LeBron 19, and then you'll see one that says LeBron 19 EP, or same thing with the Jordan. It'll say Jordan 36, or it'll say Jordan 36 PF. The PF and the EP stuff is the overseas stuff, the Asia release. So those are for the China region. Typically, when you have a shoe like that, they're built on a wider last. They fit perfect, so I don't know if this is really on a wider last. All I know is that it fits really nicely, so I think that it's a good option to grab something early if you want without the headache. Like if you're really like jonesing to get the new shoe, which I know a lot of you guys are, that's an option. The second thing is that typically the PF and the EP stuff comes with an XDR outsole, just standard. So they used to actually come with XDR tags, which are the little like diamond tags. This one didn't. I don't know if, you know, this is XDR for certain. I would assume so, being that this is just a bunch of little nubs, but we'll see. Speaking of the nubs, they're not just nubs, it's actually the LJ crown logo. So like it's not the L and the J, it's just the crown that's on top. It goes all the way through. I think linearly, like this way, is gonna work really good. Like they just feel like it's gonna grip. It's the lateral stuff that I'm not 100% certain on, mainly because they all go in that direction. So like there's not as much movement this way as there is this way, or pliability. Now that's something that kind of concerns me, but also not really, because the tech specs, man, the tech specs on these are crazy. Like this gets me so excited, even though I probably won't like playing in them because it's so much of a shoe, but it's just really fun to look at and examine, and I love this stuff. So speaking of those tech specs, all of this stuff sits underneath a Cushlon midsole. So we got a ton of cushion here on these guys, which is not a big surprise when we're talking about a LeBron shoe, but that's what it is. So we got Cushlon on top, underneath it we got Air Max in the back, Zoom Air in the front, not just any kind of Zoom Air, like the whole thing. It's from here all the way to the tip of the toe.
Excellent.
It feels like the, what were those called? The Alpha Dunks? Oh, you don't remember. Okay. I'm pretty sure that they were the Alpha Dunks. They were actually a pretty cool looking shoe. There was a bunch of different colorways. I think I had the hoverboard colorway, which was not one of the cool ones.
Oh, I remember these.
Okay. So like I really wanted the penny colorway, but they released later and I didn't end up liking the shoe. It was too much stuff. And so I never bought the penny colorway, even though I still think that they look cool. But that's what the front reminds me of. It doesn't really feel like much right now. It's just because I was just standing there. I was trying to bounce a little bit, but I'm not that heavy or anything. So once I start running around, I'm expecting these to feel a little bit different, hopefully a lot better. I'm not expecting them to be flexible because this is all air. all of it. It's just one big piece of plastic. It's crazy. You can see right through it, dude. This is so cool. This is like a weird type of construction. I know I'm really like stuck on the cushion aspect, but it's because it's the main component that you can see. It's like being able to see the engine of a car and like it moving and working. Something about that is fascinating. So you can see all of the Zoom Air like right in between the flex grooves. It's really dope. They're also connected to the back unit. So it's kind of like a Vapor Max where all of the little chambers are connected and stuff. And so we got all of these connected via tubes.
Would it be considered like an iPack?
Like the DMX stuff? Yes, from Reebok. Good job.
Thank you.
No problem. So we've got a couple of different chambers. So we got the main surrounding, and then we got the little bubble in the back, the little crash pad. I've said this before a long time ago when I reviewed the Nike LeBron 9s, but the LeBrons to me feel like the modern version of a penny shoe, where it's Zoom Air in the front and Air Max in the back. This one's missing its sole, for those of you guys like being like, why do they look so weird? That's why I was going to fix these up, and this is about as far as I've gotten so far. But the inside right there, if you guys can they see that clearly in the thing? Mm-hmm. So you got kind of the same thing. You got the surrounding, you got the crash pad in the middle. If you ever hear about like an Air Max unit, like that's what an Air Max unit is, where it's max volume around the sides, and then there's also a crash pad in the center. Also, I'm not gonna go over everything, but inside of here, like if you look at all the little details and etchings inside of the plastic, it actually tells you the PSI levels of the air units and all that stuff. It's really dope, man. It's like all the stuff that a shoe nerd would want to know, it's all over the shoe. And if it's not all over the shoe, it's on this really cool card. Now the upper on these guys is really weird. It's a lot of plastic. It's very strange. So I think it was, what was the shoe? Was it last year? It was just the 17, or not 17, 18? They had the air unit tongues?
Yeah.
Okay, so like those are back, first off, they're right here. So we've got air bubbles in the tongues. We also have air bubbles on the sides. It's so strange to me. This is a shoe that I don't think will age well. Air units, typically yellow, they also typically break. I don't know if this is gonna be one of those shoes where 30 years from now, when you see these on someone's collector shelves or whatever, like it might be like an early Air Jordan where you're like, whoa, that thing is like obliterated. But the overall shape and construction of things, like the tongue, the collar, the panels, they remind me of like all the LeBrons. Not the early ones, but I'm talking about the Jason Petrie ones. So from the LeBron 7 and onward, I feel like I see a lot of all of them in here. The fly wire for the LeBron 7 kind of looks like the grid of the upper right here. The collar, as aggressive as it looks, reminds me of the LeBron 11s. The tongue reminds me of LeBron 8s. There's just a lot of stuff in here where I feel like this is almost a legacy shoe, even if it's not intended to be. And that's what I see in there. I don't want to call this ripstop, but I'm going to. It just looks like ripstop, but it doesn't feel like ripstop. Like ripstop's got that kind of like crunchy feel to it, you know, and it's like almost like a thin paper. This doesn't have that same feel. It just has the visual aesthetic to it, but it also feels like it's got like rubber coated onto it. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. The tongue is mad comfortable though. Like this is not like last year's tongue. This thing is like a full sleeve in there. It feels great on foot. These ones though, these little pieces, you're gonna wanna wear like tall socks. I don't even know if my quarter cuts are gonna be long enough because these were just like digging right into my cankles. Not a good look. Your foot is inside or cradled by the Cushlon midsole just a little bit. So hopefully that helps with lateral containment and stability, because that's where I had an issue last year. Man, last year's was so comfortable though. That was a comfortable shoe. This one, I'm just like, I can't feel it right away, but I'm hoping that when I move around, I can. So as far as sizing is concerned, I went true to size. And again, this is from the overseas release, and I feel like they fit perfect. So the US versions, I'm definitely gonna recommend going true to size. If you're a wide footer, you might wanna go up half a size, even in the EP versions. So that's just kind of what it is. I will say that the upper is way more forgiving than anything I've ever felt before, even compared to the knitted uppers of the past models. So that might be wide foot friendly. The only way to really know is for you to go in store and try them on whenever they're available. When is that going to be? I don't know. I think they're like, most of them are stuck on like cargo ships right now.
In the bottom of the ocean?
That's if they were in the cargo ship that fell. Not the ship that fell, the cargo. It fell off.
It's a whole Madagascar movie.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
But yeah, they are available overseas, so if you were interested, they can get them to you real quickly. And that's pretty much it for a quick look, first impression, detailed breakdown, sizing, all that kind of stuff. So if you're gonna try these on, don't get too disappointed from the get-go, because again, it's a little stiff. You're gonna need to break in that forefoot. The heel, you can hella feel that. That feels awesome. But thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you to the good folks over at Wanted for sponsoring this video. If you were interested in checking out their app, make sure that you go in the description box and click on the link. Again, there's also gonna be a link for these over at ID for Shoes if you were interested in that. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys hopefully in the performance review. That's if I like them. So until next time, guys, have a good one. Oh, hoodie's coming soon. I just got all the final samples. They look great. Can't wait to show them to you guys. Or I already did if you follow me on Instagram or Sense Apparel on Instagram. And if you don't, shame on you.